Hey guys, Surgeon Devil, how you doing? Just finished lunch, like I said I did in the first vlog. This is a wrestling vlog. I'm gonna try to do a wrestling vlog once a day. I've been sitting here trying to think of stuff to talk about with a wrestling vlog. You know, because once I get more subscribers and I get more opinions on everything, I'll start doing more videos about stuff. Um, as you know, last wrestling vlog I did my top five favorite wrestlers of all time. Well, I was sitting there thinking, how about I just do a bunch of top fives until I can get going with more content and everything like that. So I decided to go ahead and make a video about my top five favorite gimmick matches. Now, if you're new to wrestling and you don't know what a gimmick match, what it means by gimmick match, if you watch WWE with say like in the past couple years, not even really that, you've probably seen Hell in a Cell. That's a gimmick match. Anything that's a gimmick match is considered anything that takes a standard, regular match and alters it. Be a cage match, no DQ, stuff like that. It's a gimmick match. And there's a ton, I mean a shit ton of different gimmick matches in the world. And I'm going to name the five that I love the most. We're going to start with number five, of course. Number five on my list is the Elimination Chamber. Now, the Elimination Chamber is a very, very grueling looking match. I mean, you have a structure that's about 20 tons, I think it is, made out of like 2,000 feet of chain and metal and plexiglass and all type of shit to fuck you up. And I've seen every Elimination Chamber done, even the past pay-per-view I watched. And you know, the king of the Elimination Chamber, of course, is Triple H. Triple H has been in more Elimination Chambers than anybody. And honestly, that match almost ended his career. It was the first Elimination Chamber match. It was Triple H, Rob Van Dam, Shawn Michaels, Booker T, Kane, and I think Jericho was in it. I think I was the sixth guy. And it was for the World Heavyweight title. It was Shawn Michaels' big comeback and everything like that. And towards the end of the match, RVD set the standard for high flying in that match. He really did. Hunter was laid out, and Rob went to the top rope to do 5-star frog splash. Turned around, looked at the chamber, said "fuck it," jumped up on the pod, and when he went to do the 5-star frog splash, he just kind of leaped. And when he leaped, I think it was his knee or shin, went right across the trachea of Triple H and completely crushed it. And this man wrestled for, I think, another 20 minutes, I think. And he kept losing consciousness, kept losing his breath, everything. And just to give you an idea how badass he is, he damn near won the match. But Shawn Michaels' big comeback, of course. I'd have to say the dumbest Elimination Chamber to me was definitely ECW, WWE, ECW, I should say. December to Dismember. It was hardcore Elimination Chamber. There was 6 guys, 6 weapons. I mean, if it was hardcore, that damn thing would have been laced with fucking weapons. But that's just me. And it was in front of like 5,000 people. And Bobby Lashley ended up winning. And it was a big fucking joke. It was terrible. The whole pay-per-view was fucking terrible. That match just fucking sucked. I mean, it just god-awful terrible. So that's my number 5, Elimination Chamber. Number 4 would have to be the World War III Battle Royal in WCW. Now, World War III debuted in 1995, went to 96, 97, and 98. Now, this match was a huge match. This match either determined the World Heavyweight Champion or determined the number 1 contender for it. It's almost like the Royal Rumble times 2 plus 3 rings, and it's Battle Royal format, not a Royal Rumble format. Royal Rumble format, entrants come out either every minute and a half to 2 minutes intervals. Two people start the match, and it goes until 30 people have came in and there's one left standing. World War III, there was 3 rings, 20 guys in each ring. The first one, there was 3 rings, 20 men in each ring, a giant in each ring, which at the time the giants in the ring were the Giant or Big Show, Paul White, or whatever you know him as. Ron Reese, he was known as the Yeti then, or Ninja Yeti as he looked like. He looked like a big ass scorpion. And of course, Hulk Hogan was in as a giant, but there's like 5 people bigger than him in that damn ring with him. But it's Hulk Hogan, I guess. Guess it's more the immortal giant name Hulk Hogan than the size. I mean, Hulk Hogan's a big fucking dude, but there was people bigger than him in that ring. And the format is the first format of the World War III was basic. You ask it goes over top rope, touch the floor, you're out. That's how it went. That was a very grueling match. I sat there and watched that whole match. The match lasted, for fuck's sakes, I think 2 hours or so. And I remember the one distinct thing about that whole match was the Yeti was one of the first people eliminated. Everybody in his ring ganged up, flipped his big ass out the ring, but he stayed there for like 10 minutes, kicking the shit out of people, eliminating them. So, and then it started coming into light more and more, the friendship between Sting and Luger in that match, and the whole Giant and Hogan and Savage and Flair and all them. And it was really showing the elite wrestlers at the time, such as Eddie Guerrero, Malenko. The smaller guys were kicking ass in that match. Everyone was shocked when Sting didn't win. Everyone was shocked that Sting didn't win. Everyone was very shocked that he didn't win that match, because at the time he was the biggest name wrestler, even with Hogan there. Now, if you've never seen it, if you have the WWE Network, check it out. I would suggest you check it out. It's World War III, 1995. It's pretty noticeable fan art. It's it's big controversy for the simple fact is Hulk Hogan never got eliminated. He got pulled underneath the rope. The referee didn't see it, and in the end, Savage ended up winning the world title. Savage ended up giving Hogan a title match because of that whole thing, which was good on his part because Savage was actually a pretty good guy. So, and then the World War IIIs, they changed their formats that they still had the same amount of guys, same amount of wrestlers, same amount of rings and all that, but the rules started getting you get pinned, submit, you get thrown under the rope, through the rope, over the top rope. If you any possible way you got out of that match, you were done. And I say the worst one was when Kevin Nash won. I think that was 97, 98. Either 97 or 98, because I know Scott Hall won one. Okay, let's see. Savage won one, Giant won one, Nash won one, Hall won one. And, the one that Nash won kind of sucked because it didn't last that long. Because Nash went like fucking sex nuts and retard strong and started throwing everybody out of the ring, and then he's standing there for like 10 minutes, just like, and he won the match. So, but that's one of WCW's best matches, and I was kind of upset they didn't keep it up. The last like 2 full years they were in production, but. What have you. It seems like they kind of dwindled with wrestlers because I don't think they had 60 wrestlers to fill the damn card, so who knows. Alright. Excuse me. My third Trace favorite gimmick match is, I definitely have to say, Last Man Standing match. Now, like I said, those of you new to wrestling, Last Man Standing match basically is a match that is barely sanctioned by promoters, bookers, and all that because it's such a violent match. Basically, you take 2 guys or more. It could be more than 2 guys. I've seen tag team Last Man Standing matches and everything. Now, how it works is that the 2 guys beat the living piss out of each other until one can't answer a 10 count. Um, and I've seen a lot of them. I haven't seen all of them. I can honestly say that, but I've seen a shit ton of them. And one that stands out in my mind was me and my dad actually watched. It was in ECW. I think it's in one of the pay per views. I think Anarchy Rules or Guilty as Charged. I think. Being as though that is hardcore, but their pinfalls didn't count everywhere. You had to pin or submit in the ring 90% of the time. This was a false count anywhere match. It was Sandman versus Tommy Dreamer, and they beat the living piss out of each other to where they both got nature 10 count. So, yeah. Blood everywhere, everything like that. It was a good match. It was just a brutal ass match. And Last Man Standing match has been around for a long time. Uh, it's basically a different form of Texas Death Match. But the difference between Texas Death Match and a Last Man Standing match, once you're counted out, you lose. Texas Death Match, you can get pinned outside the ring. You have 10 count to get back to the ring. So I mean, it's pretty fucking cool. So if you guys ever get a chance, you can check it out. Seriously, check out Last Man Standing match. It's pretty nifty. All right. Another memorable moment, squirrel moment of Last Man Standing match was Jericho versus Kane. It was Armageddon, I do believe, and Kane was kicking the shit out of Jericho, and Jericho finally got Kane pinned under a wall of fucking barrels. And Kane was, you see his hand, referee didn't see it, referee counted 10, Jericho won the match. Just a little squirrel moment. Number two. Number two is Hell in a Cell. I've seen every Hell in a Cell match as well. And two of my favorite Hell in a Cell, well, three of my favorite Hell in a Cells happen to have The Undertaker in all three. Hell in a Cell came in of Bad Blood 1997. It was almost a culminating match between the feud of Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker at the time. It was also the debut of Kane, Undertaker's brother, or Glenn Jacobs, who was Isaac Yankem, Fake Diesel, in the time frame of, I mean, he was Fake Diesel the beginning of the year. By the end of the year, he was Kane, and that gimmick really stuck with Glenn Jacobs. So, um, that was also one of my favorite That was one of my favorite Hell in a Cells between Shawn and Taker for the simple fact it was so inventive. And Shawn made falling halfway off the cell pretty famous. And Shawn got his ass kicked. Kane came in to hold the infamous ripping of the cell door off the hinges. Kane making his debut, beating the Undertaker up. Shawn Michaels winning. Now another one that really sticks out of my head is King of the Ring between the Undertaker and Mankind. This is one of the most infamous Hell in a Cell matches, one of the most infamous matches in the history of wrestling. For the simple fact is, it's one of the few times a wrestler was 20 feet in the air, got voluntarily hurled off the top of something, and only thing that was padding was a table. And he got back up, went back to the top of the cell, got chokeslammed. Now, they was said that, it has been proven that that wasn't supposed to break, but just the weight of Taker, I mean, you had like almost 800 pounds up there. And, Taker's buckling it, Mankind, and where they hit at, Mick Foley buckled the thing, fell in, and was literally knocked out. And it was the whole infamous him smiling, but he was trying to put his tongue through a hole right here, and he had a tooth sticking out of his nose. He broke his leg, broke his arm, dislocated his shoulder, had a level 2 concussion, lost 2 teeth, and damn near won the match. I mean, that's just, yeah. And I'd say the other Hell in a Cell that I love the most with Taker is him and Brock Lesnar. For the championship, they beat the living shit out of each other, and at the end, Brock Lesnar proved to be better. I mean, he muscled Taker and beat him. So that's my number dopes. Now my numero uno match, favorite gimmick match of all time, is the casket match. Another match invented by the Undertaker. This match is such a weird, creepy concept. Now, there's been other casket matches without Taker in them. There's been ones with Mankind, Kane. There's been some in TNA, like Abyss and Sting. There's been some, I know there's been a lot in the independence circuit. So, How a casket match works is this. The casket match debuted in 92, 93. And the first one was him and Kamala, was Undertaker and Kamala. He put Kamala in the casket and actually nailed the damn thing shut. But you could tell it's pre-drilled holes and everything like that. But it was still pretty fucking creepy. I mean, this guy was putting people in body bags and then turn around and start putting them in caskets, and real caskets, real wooden caskets. And it evolved into one of the most. When Taker said it's going to be a casket match, the looks on wrestlers' faces was like, no, not going to happen. Not going to happen. And some of his most infamous casket matches was him and Yokozuna. Definitely him and Yokozuna. For the simple fact is, he debuted a double wide, double deep, double long casket to fit that big motherfucker in it. And the first one ended with like 20 people coming out beating the shit out of the Undertaker and shoving his ass in it. And then turn around, had another casket match. Taker beat Yokozuna. Then you had the infamous, like twice, Taker getting set on fire in a casket. First time by Kane, second time by Randy Orton and Bob Orton, Cowboy Bob Orton. No, there's actually been a casket match at WrestleManias between Undertaker and Mark Henry. Undertaker won that, of course. And, that's one of the most, it's just creepy. It's a creepy match. You don't want to think about death. And casket is one of the biggest symbols of death. I just think it's amazing how they came up with the concept and everything like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know this video's kind of long, but top 5, you kind of ramble, everything like that. Unedited, everything, so booyah. So, that's my top 5 favorite gimmick matches. Probably tomorrow I will do my top 5 favorite tag teams, or my top 5 favorite WrestleMania matches, or my top 5 WrestleMania moments, Royal Rumble matches, Royal Rumble moments. I mean, I got a shit ton of shit to talk about with top 5s. So, for now, this is the top 5 segment of my wrestling vlogs. Comment below, what's your top 5 favorite gimmick matches, if you know what wrestling gimmick matches are. If not, the matches I named, go check them out on YouTube. Look up casket match, look up Hell in a Cell, look up Elimination Chamber, look up anything. If you got the WWE Network, almost all those matches are on their pay-per-views. So for now, this is Third Gen Devil with top 5 wrestling vlogs. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, favorite. And of course, as always, I love you guys. Thank you for the support. And until next time, remember, motherfuckers, to rock on. Peace.